So now it's time for the second of the semi-finals, Australia versus South Africa. Australia suffered a shock defeat in the groups against Zimbabwe, which meant they came second in their group and set up this encounter against South Africa, who topped their group. Australia, the current world champions, will be determined to go through to the final, but South Africa would love to march on through to the final as well and make it an all-African affair with Zimbabwe, who've already gone through against the USA. So they come together ready for the first one. Ball goes in from umpire Martin Brooks. It's snapped down by South Africa. In the number 2 shirt with Salisha Jacobs. Salisha Jacobs just checks up, spins the pony round, looks to head downfield and link up with Nikki Crook at the 30-yard line. Having some pressure put on by Jodie Tiver. Salisha Jacobs just turning this way, and Matt looks to pose a little pulse across to Nikki Crook, but Alison Maff is there to foil that plan. It rolls towards the back line, and we'll see what the umpire says. So Alison Maffey will take the free throw to herself. A ball pusher will run towards the 30-yard line, puts down the bounce, has to reach out a long way, can't pull it back in, it's running towards that sideline, and it will go dead over that sideline, and we'll see what the umpire says. Umpire's going to say free throw to South Africa from that sideline. Umpire's going to say free throw to South Africa from that sideline, so Nikki Crook with little number 1 will take it for South Africa. She'll pop it back in field to Salisha Jacobs, but the pass didn't carry and it's loose on the floor again. Nikki Crook comes in and mops it up, but she's in a sea of gold shirts as Australia surrounded. The ball's popped away towards Salisha Jacobs. Salisha Jacobs with it to South Africa. Wood being laid on by Jodie Tiver. Ball still in the stick of Salisha Jacobs. She twists this way and that, looking to break through the pack and link up with her number 1. She feeds it through to Nikki Crook, who's come back into the centre field to take it. She'll go down to the 30-yard line, bounces, pulls it back in, looks to step round Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey at the moment got a trap down in the corner, driving it towards the sideline. Good work by Polsha, driving. Gate taken, Nikki Crook straight over sideline on Rosetta. Pinned her in the corner and carried her to the sideline. And Alison Maffey will get the free throw. Again, she doesn't get a climb bounce, but manages to pull it back in this time. Alison Maffey to the 30-yard line, bounces, goes high, she pulls it back in again. Now they're up and running down the field, Australia. Jodie Tiver heading out in front, looking for the pass. Alison Maffey just spins away from the traffic. And that's Sandra Weston doing a job on the South African defence. Pass goes through to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver, aboard Colleen, will look to find her way around. Josie Spilsberg on Luca, lines up a post, shoots it under the neck. First goal goes to Australia. Right, ball goes in. It's snapped up over back by Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey for Australia, getting some pressure straight away from the South African defence, but Sandra Weston comes in to try and take them away. Alison Maffey twisting and turning, manages to find a little bit of space to run into now. She'll be chased by Josie Spilsbury. Salisha Jacobs, sorry, in that number 2 shirt. Salisha Jacobs is chasing her, but Alison Maffey still going with the ball. Nikki Crook in there as well, trying to put in the pressure. Sandra Weston trying to keep them away. Long pass goes through to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver. Now she's got Josie Spilsbury through the company. Oh, Jodie Tiver puts in a big 360 in front of a post, but Josie Spilsbury stays right with her. Josie Spilsbury in towards a post, shoots it low under the neck again. Couldn't find a gap, but just drove in and threw it low. 2-0 to Australia. Umpire Martin Brooks giving him an early warning not to cross the tee. Ball goes in, snapped up about by Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey for Australia in that number 3 shirt. Driving downfield, looking for a number 1, Jodie Tiver. Pass goes through to Tiver. Jodie Tiver lines up a post and shoots it through. 3-0 to Australia. They're up and running in the first. But still a lot of time in this match. Australia's fans are cheering, but plenty of time for South Africa to come back into this one. They come together again on the far side of the field. Ball in, snapped down in the middle by Sandra Weston this time, but umpire Brooks' whistle has gone. And he's going to say South Africa ball. I think Australia not being straight in the line out. So go to their number 1, Nikki Crook. As Nikki Crook makes her way downfield. She throws a high one into the area. Umpire Brooks is playing advantage. And Nikki Crook shoots it through the goals anyway. Good work by Josie Belgium in back play to take care of Alison Mappy. And this one's pulled down by Salisha Jacobs in the middle of the line-out. She plays it with Nick Crook. Good work by Josie Spilsbury in back play to take care of Alison Maffey, and this one's pulled down by Salisha Jacobs in the middle of a line-out. She floats it with Nikki Crook. Nikki Crook will get up and running down towards the 30-yard line, driving towards the red line, bounces, gets a high, horrible bounce. It comes back behind her, it's loose on the floor, and Alison Maffey and her will race for it. Nikki Crook gets down, but she can't pull it in. She'll manage to protect the ball well, though, and mop it up at the second attempt. Now she'll go across the face and goes, looking for a way around Alison Maffey. They lock together in the area. Nikki Crook just looks to drives round the front, lines up the post, off the post and in. So off the post and in. South Africa get back to 3-2. Ball goes in, it's snapped over back by Josie Spilsbury. Now it's South Africa's turn to get on a run of goals. Going down towards the 30-yard line, pops a little pass across to Nikki Crook. Nikki Crook lines up a post, shoots it through. 9-3-all. Right at the end of the first, it becomes 3-all.
Righto, umpire Martin Brooks, this side of the field, lines them up. He just points at the tee and says, boys, get back. They're keen to get on with the job. Robbie Sibby and Graham McClarty up front. Ball's in this time, it's off the Australian #1 stick and it's down, and who comes up with it? Cameron Shepherd. And I think Martin Brooks has spotted a little hit down there, so the advantage will go the way of Australia in the opening seconds of this chukker. Robbie Sibley, the attack player for Australia now, takes the ball, dummies one way, goes the other. He's got to get round, gets a shocking bounce, been left there for Yanni Stankamp. Now, Yanni just settles play down. Well, they say there's no luck in sport. Well, there's a big example, and as Yanni pulls the biggest wheel I've seen this week, he gets a shocking bounce as well. Is he good enough to come up with it? Not on the first occasion, nor the second, but on the third. He comes up with the ball now, heads across, looks for Graham McClarty. The ball goes in, it goes to ground. He comes up with it and puts first blood on the board. You want luck on your side now. Umpire puts a ball in, it goes to ground, and it looks like it's straight out over the sideline. I think it might have been Graham McClarty had first dibs at that one. In they come again, ball's in, it's been plucked out of the back in a miraculous fashion there by Yanni Stankamp. How he got that, I'll never know. He throws the ball through to his #1 in Graham McClarty. McClarty with a bit of room to move, puts the bounce down. He's been closely marked there by Will Weston. Now, McClarty across the face, opts not to take on Will on that occasion. Now, Graham McClarty, one of the young guns in World Polocrosse, only 17 years of age, but he's playing against one of the best in the world in Will Weston. Now, what can he do? Graham McClarty, being closely watched there by Will Weston, looks out the side and puts another one through. In they come, ball's in again. This time it's Gavin Cocker. He pulls the ball down, looks for his #1 in. Graham McClarty shuffles the ball across. Graham McClarty looks at the post and puts another one on the board there. Well, if Australia thought they were going to get it all their own way, they were mistaken on this occasion. But don't you worry about these boys. I've never seen an Australian side that doesn't fight to the death. It's all to play for now. David Young puts it out the back again, and it looks like it's going to be Yanni Stankamp, cleans up the ball. He heads downfield, looks across for his one. Great take there from Graham McClarty, and he puts another one on the board. Oh, that's a sensational stuff from the South African combination there. Ball's in again, it's fallen the front, and it's off the umpire, and I think he'll put it back in again. Umpire not happy with that line-up, sends players back once. In they come this time. Ball's gone in. It's out the back. Who can see it? Will Weston had it. Put it left on the ground. Yanni Stankamp with a pickup that you will not see very often in the game of Polocrosse. He puts the ball across. Oh, it's been a little bit long and it's gone out over the sideline. So Will Weston now, he'll take that ball back. Let's see what he can do with it. He pops. Not sure what's happened there. David Young says you've taken that ball without. This time ball's gone in. Out to it will be. The ball's bounced the way of McClarty now. Graham McClarty comes up with that ball. Now what can he do? He's got to get round the defence of Will Weston. He just settles play down. He's getting close to that 30-yard line. He doesn't want to get caught with a toe on that. Now Will Weston watching. Now he makes his move. Graham McClarty. Will Weston shuts that one down. He looks to go one way, goes the other way, throws a little dummy, looks the other way. Now he gets a little bit of space, has a shot at goal and puts the flags up once more. Well, I'll tell you what, Yanni Stankamp with the pickup of the tournament so far. I don't know how he even saw it, let alone pick it up. Now into centre field they come once more. Ball's in, it's off the horses, and Will Weston gets a dip at it, and it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Time. That puts the scoreline 3-8. Australia with a bit of work to do, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, they'll be back out.
Jacobs at 2 and Joshie Spilsbury at 3 for South Africa. And then for Australia is Jodie Tiver at number 1, and she's grabbed the ball straight out of his line out. Looks to go downfield. Goes down towards the 30-yard line, bounces over 30-yard line. Can't pull it in though, and straight away Joshie Spilsbury is there to put pressure on her. She mops it up for South Africa. Looks to thread the pass back out to her little number 1, Nikki Crook. Nikki Crook puts down the power. Moving upfield, being chased by the Australian defence, but she's still got hold of his ball, going towards the 30-yard line. Checks up just before the 30-yard line, then wriggles through, bounces over, collects the ball back, slides up the post and shoots it through. 9-3 to South Africa. The ladies carrying on where the men left off. David Young. Ball goes in, it's down at the back, it's snapped down by Alison Maffey for Australia. Alison Maffey looking to make her way down to the 30-yard line, link up with her number 1 in Jodie Tiver. And umpire's whistle goes. Infringement against South Africa. For wild swinging, and Jodie Tiver takes a free throw to herself, takes a nice wheel out of a horse, lines up the post, but Joshie Spilsbury does a good job driving her sideways, stopping the shot going through, and Jodie Tiver has to continue to work the area, try and find a way around each of his posts. Jodie Tiver goes to a right across the goals, looks to come around and line them up, stands up in front of them, looks to check in behind, throws it through. Nice goal by Jodie Tiver for Australia. Makes it 9-4. So they come together again, ball goes in, it's out the back, and it'll be the Freeze who turn and race for it. And it's going to be Joshie Spilsbury for South Africa. She snaps it up. Checks up on Luca, lovely 360 out of Luca. Going downfield, looking for her number 1, a bald Nikki Crook, who's floating out in front. The pass is a bit heavy though, and I think it will make the back line. So Alison Maffey will get the free throw from the back line. She takes it to herself. Alison Maffey twists this way and that, looking to come out of the area. Now she passes out towards Sandra Weston in the number 2 shirt. Sandra Weston just checks up in midfield, making her way through the traffic. She's got Salisha Jacobs chasing her, but she gets around her. Sandra Weston going down towards the 30-yard line. Jodie Tiver having some good work done on her by Joshie Spilsbury at the moment. Still the ball is with Sandra Weston. She floats it back across towards Alison Maffey. Alison Maffey looking to link up with Jodie Tiver at the 30-yard line. Little pass goes across, but Jodie Tiver couldn't hold it on the turn, and it's loose on the floor. And it's going to be between Joshie Spilsbury and Jodie Tiver, and I think umpire's whistle goes. And so what we say, well, South Africa getting the free throw. And Jodie Tiver committing a foul in the middle of that mix-up. And it'll be Joshie Spilsbury who comes out, throws a big one up to herself, lets it bounce. Oh, Jodie Tiver's there to snaffle it, but umpire's whistle goes. Jodie Tiver, I think, praying the umpires would think it had gone more than 10 metres. Umpire says hold time. And the umpires come together. And they're going to march it up the field. Jodie Tiver not giving the South Africans first free grab of the gold of the ball. So South Africa, because they didn't get the first free chance of their last free throw, they get marched up to the next penalty line, which is the 30-yard line. Nikki Crook will take the free throw to herself. Oh, but she can't hold it. Like the first net in the game, the umpires say this time Alison Maffey didn't give her a clean first chance of a goal. She was right there pushing her, and Nikki Crook rides in, throws it up over top. So when you've got those free throws, you've got to give the person who's taking that free throw first chance to reclaim that ball. If they don't have a clean first chance to reclaim it, then they get another free throw further up the pitch. And Australia guilty twice there of not giving South Africa clean chances to grab the ball. Then with a line-up on umpire David Young, Jodie Tiver snaps it straight out the front. She'll let Colleen run downfield to the 30-yard line. She's got Nikki Crook right on her shoulder, but she'll have to peel away at the 30-yard line. Jodie Tiver lines up the post and shoots it wide. It dragged wide of that left post. Umpire says hold time. Umpire David Young marks the spot. Nikki Crook comes across, moves across, takes a free throw nicely from Joshie Spilsbury. Now she puts down the bar, heads upfield. Driving towards the 30-yard line, bounces, pulls it back in. She's got Alison Maffey for company, carrying her towards that back line. Wood laid in, but Nikki Crook is still got the ball on her. The ball's come loose now. And I think umpire's whistle's gone. The free throws go to Australia. I think that sideline under a lot of this time. Downwards hit, signalled by the umpire, or circular swinging. Alison Maffey will take the free throw back out in the midfield. She'll check up, putting a nice turn on the big horse. Step round the South African defence, looking to link up with her number one, Jodie Tiver, down at the 30-yard line. Alison Maffey in the middle of a traffic of a moment, and Nikki Crook lays in the wood and dislodges the ball. And umpire Martin Brooks is down hit again. So Jodie Tiver will take the free throw to herself. She'll pull it in, line up the post, throw it up over top. This one looks good, it is good.
He's having a big game out the back for South Africa. Just steadies play down. Breaks comes over the top now. He sneaks between two Australian defenders. Now he's looking for his one in Graham McClarty. He looks at the ball, there's nowhere to go. The ball gets flung right out over the top. Now he's got to get past Lance Anderson. Now he just swings that little pony outside there. Lance watching him closely, ducks, dives, jinks around. Now he takes a big turn. Nowhere to go there. Lance shuts him down. Now Graham McClarty, he heads back round, regroups for attack. This time he gets it back. He wants the ball this time. Right, it's gone out, it's up, it's Australian side, it's Cameron Shepherd this time, the number 10 for Australia. He comes over the ball, he lets the big play, Tony back down, looking for his run. In Robbie Sibley, the pass goes across, it's a good 1-2, well taken by Sibley. Now, he's got to get around that man, Yanni Stankamp. He looks one way, can't get around there, takes a little right-hander out of his pony, jigs, ducks, ties. Oh, looks for a sneaky one under the net, no way to go. Good kick out by Yanni. This time he looks out the side, has a chance for a shot. What a goal out of Australia. Opportunist puts the ball That's with an open paddock, he's a dangerous man. Well, back they come again, ball's in, it's out, he's shot the number 1, Robbie Sibley, he's got a power, getting shot, takes a hook and hits the wire, South African defence, he goes in, he stands there, he comes over, makes no mistake, he's got acres of space, close to that sideline, and he's managed to sneak back into it. He can do no wrong, the South African side at this stage of the game. He flicks it across to his number 1. On the floor, I know you'll help me.
Shit, he's got another one.
It looks like Travis Tim's having a big game in the middle. South African's fitting in. In goes the pass. Oh, it's that man.
So slight technical glitches in the commentary point, but we've corrected them. and it's snapped up by Julie Royden-Turner, the new girl on the field for South Africa. She's popped up with the ball in the first seconds of this fifth chucker, down towards the very yard line, pops it through to Salisha Jacobs. Salisha Jacobs will line up a post, shoots it through, makes it 18-6. Ball goes in, snapped down by Sandra Weston in the middle for Australia. Sandra Weston on the attack for Australia. Wheels the pony around and heads upfield. Looking for a number one, Jodie Tiver at 30-yard line. Jodie Tiver having a good job done at the moment by Josie Spilsby. The pass goes across, it's a little bit too high. Jodie Tiver mops it up at the second attempt. Now she's got to find her way around Josie Spilsby in my number 3 shirt for South Africa. Jodie Tiver goes for a little bit of a ride out towards the corner. Comes in towards the post, lines them up, stands in front, drives it through with power under the neck. Makes it 18-7. Umpire Brooks throws in the ball, it will go out the back and the Freeze will race for it. And it's for South Africa, it's Josie Spilsbury, pulls it up on Luca. Checks up, moves through the traffic, going down towards the 30-yard line, being chased by the Australian defence, but at the moment Josie Spilsbury staying pretty free, twists and turns, looks for Celia Jacobs, pass goes across, good take by Celia Jacobs, and she throws it through the post. 19-7. They come together, ball comes in, snapped at the back by Josie Spilsbury again. She's having a pretty big game out there today. Josie Spilsbury drives Luca around, and look at Luca run, going downfield towards the 30-yard line. Celicia Jacobs waits, it's being marked up by Alison Maffey. Now she makes a move across the area, but pressure being put on Josie Spilsbury, but now they might link up. Pass goes across to the rack of Celicia Jacobs. Celicia Jacobs spins away from Alison Maffey, lines up the post and shoots it through. So 27, the score leads. Ball goes in, and it's Alison Maffey who snaps it up the back for Australia. On the attack for Australia, pops it across to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver fires it through. She drags one back for Australia. 20 plays 8. Australia will still believe they can win this. Australia always believe until the very last, and they will not stop trying. Ball goes in, loose on the floor, but snapped up by Celicia Jacobs of South Africa. Celicia Jacobs going downfield, checked up, Wood laid in by Jodie Tiver, but she gets away from her, gets over 30-yard line, lines up a post and shoots it through. 21 plays 8. They come together again on umpire Brooks. Ball goes in, knocked down on the South Africa side. They come together again on umpire Brooks. Balls goes in, knocked down on the South Africa side. Oh, Alison Maffey is straight across there to steal it for Australia. Alison Maffey with the ball in the middle of the traffic. Looking to link up with the number one, Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver is there, the 30-yard line pass is floated across. No one marking Jodie Tiver, and she bangs it through the post. 21 plays 9. They go and line up on umpire David Young on the crowd side of the field. Ball comes in, it's down on the floor, and it's mobbed up by South Africa. Oh, Wood laid in on Julie Royden-Turner by the Australians. Takes a stick and ball clean out of her hand. And it's with Sandra Weston. She's got Jodie Tiver running out in front. Pops a little pass across to Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver bangs it through. 21 plays 10. Good defence by Australia. Julie Royden-Turner had the ball briefly, but she had it all taken out of her hand, stick ball a lot, and was left on the floor. Australia will want this ball in quickly. Umpire Martin Brooks will line them up. Ball goes in, no South African players there, snapped up by Sandra Weston in the middle. Sandra Weston with the ball, looking to make her way downfield and link up with Jodie Tiver. Jodie Tiver makes that move. Sandra Weston puts a little pass across. Jodie Tiver drives through at the post, shoots it through. 21 plays 11. Australia fighting back late in the fifth. Australia fighting back here in the fifth chucker. Ball goes in. It's out the back. Umpire Brooks blows his whistle. Says South Africa free throw. No. Neutral line up. I think both players went straight. Time over it. Oh, Jodie Tiver has grabbed it at the front, but time will defeat them. 21 plays 11. At the end of the fifth, one more chucker to go, and that's one for the men. So give the ladies a big round of applause. Snapped up against the Will Weston for Australia. Right, ball goes in and it's loose on the floor. Snapped up, it goes to Will Weston. Will Weston for Australia. Goes downfield. Looking to link up with his number one, Robert Sibley. Australia need quick goals if they're going to get back into this one. Will Weston looking for Robert Sibley at the 30-yard line. Robert Sibley having a good job done on him by Yanni Stemkamp at the moment. Floats around in the area. Floats a little pass through, but Robert Sibley couldn't hold it. It's loose back out in the midfield, rolling towards the crowd. And that's why you've got to stay behind the safety line. Right, umpire says off a horse. They'll all line up. Ball goes in, it's out the back, and it's Yanni Stemkamp who grabs it for South Africa. Yanni Stemkamp, he's got Will Weston hard on him. Now Will Weston pulls away to look for his number one in Graham McClarty. Yanni Stemkamp just sitting there in midfield, pops a little pass across to Graham McClarty. Graham McClarty will now just check up in midfield, run downfield, takes a little bit of timber, but steps past them, heading on downfield towards the 30-yard line. Will Weston's there with him. At the 30-yard line, bounces, pulls it back in. Graham McClarty just checked up alongside Will Weston in the 30-yard line. Will Weston trying to take him back to that 30-yard line. Graham McClarty just holding his ground at the moment. Graham McClarty just looking for a way past, but he knows he's got time on his side. He knows he's got a 10-goal lead. Oh, Will Weston lays in the big wood. And Graham McClarty just rides past it and shoots for goal. But I think it might have been a penalty goal anyway. We'll see what the umpire says. So it was a goal on the board anyway with a head hit on Graham McClarty by Will Weston as he went past him. Being hunted by Graham McClarty in that number one shirt for South Africa. Lance Anderson goes across, flicks a little pass across to Robert Sibley. Robert Sibley takes it well, but he gets carried to the sideline by Yanni Stemkamp and dumped out of play. And it'll be a South Africa ball. Great defence by Yanni Stemkamp. And he'll get the free throw. He flicks it back in field. Oh, he doesn't pull it back in though, and it's rolling loose in the paddock. He has another dig at it, he can't pull it back in. And him and Robert Sibley will race back for it, but Yanni Stemkamp protects the ball. Gets back to it this time, pulls it in. Checks up, look for a way past Robert Sibley. Robert Sibley trying to work his way around to get that ball back. Yanni Stemkamp just checked up in that area. Robert Sibley looking to get around that stick side. Now Yanni Stemkamp makes his move, bounces over 30-yard line, running loose in play, pops it through to Graham McClarty in midfield. Lovely long pass going downfield towards the 30-yard line. At the 30-yard line, bounces, pulls it back in. Graham McClarty just checked up by Will Weston again at the top of his D. Graham McClarty, though, he knows he's got all the time in the world right now. Goes for a little bit of a ride. Graham McClarty just locked up together with Will Weston. Graham McClarty looking for a way past Will Weston, but like I said, he's got all the time in the world. He's not going to rush it. He's not going to do anything stupid, I wouldn't think. Graham McClarty still locked up with Will Weston. Will Weston just holding him out there. Now Graham McClarty goes for a little bit of a ride. Graham McClarty now spins around, lines up the post, shoots it through. 23 plays 11. Graham McClarty just taking his time in the area. Has no need to rush. South Africa now just trying to close out this game. Ball goes in, snapped over front by Graham McClarty. Lightning quick over front of a line out. The young man from South Africa floats downfield with the ball. Spins a horse round. Heading down towards the 30-yard line. To the 30-yard line he goes. Ball comes loose. And it's loose on the line. Graham McClarty mops it back up. And they lock together again. Graham McClarty quite happy just to sit there. And now a go across the goals, driving towards the post and throw it through. So South Africa go to a 24-11 lead. They line up on the far side. Ball goes in, snapped over back by Yanni Stemkamp, but umpire's whistle goes. Umpire says hold time. Ball comes in, it's out the back, it's snapped up by Yanni Stemkamp. Yanni Stemkamp running downfield to the 30-yard line, flicks a pass, it goes to Graham McClarty. Graham McClarty, here comes the style, the big flashy over from the back line. In the end, he's taken his time in the area. He hasn't rushed anything, but he can still do the fancy shots when he needs to. And that was a beauty from pretty much on the back line. So, South Africa jubilation, Australian despair. We will have a new world champion in 2011. The twice world champions Australia are out. South Africa march on to the final. It will be an all-African final between Zimbabwe and South Africa.